Wow, Samantha, can you believe it? It's finally time for our listener stories episode.
I can barely believe it.
We made it to the end of season 7
A while ago,
and then there was a blizzard, and then I went on vacation,
Yep.
and then I got COVID.
Yep.
And now
we're finally recording.
Finally here.
And we also wanted to record in person, which is just harder to arrange. So
there were some hoops to get through.
We've done our best. This is our best.
I really appreciate you wearing your Cryptids Podcast When Humans Are Sleeping sweatshirt. It's beautiful.
Yep.
Today is our very, very first sponsored episode. I feel so legit right now.
I've never felt more legit in my life. This episode is brought to you by Repod.
It sure is. And thank you to Repod, which is a podcast listening app. So a while ago, they gave us money for a partnership with like no strings attached. And we've been extremely silly about it. And I just like keep bragging that I'm number 1 in the charts, which sometimes we are. That's not a lie.
We are, yeah.
And recently I just demanded that they give us more money. And
these are the types of sponsorships that we need. This is what we want and demand.
They were like, if you can get, I think it was 10 comments on your next episode, we'll sponsor you. And the 5, of course, came through.
Absolutely.
In like a day. We had more than that. And I was like, all right.
Pay up.
And so now they're sponsoring this episode. Why did that work? I don't know. But bless you, Repod. Bless you. So what I need everyone to do now is I need you to go to your Play Store or your Apple Store on your phone, download the Repod app, which is free. There's no reason not to do it. And then on this episode, I need you to comment something like, I'm so glad Repod sponsored this episode, so that they see that their money has been well spent.
Yeah, they need to see the return on their investment.
Yeah, because otherwise they're going to be like, oh my God, why did we do that? That was a terrible idea.
I'm not really sure they've gotten the return on their initial investment. So the fact that they invested more is puzzling to me, but...
Look, we don't balance their books, so that's not our problem. What we need, though, is for them to consider doing this in the future.
Absolutely.
So,
and, maybe others as well. Because, listen, you give us money, and we will shill for you till the end of time.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. We shill things that we just wish gave us money, and they never get around to doing it. Or never even considered it, I should say. So, we do really appreciate Repod that just gives us money because they like us. That's not how, like, anything ever works. I was listening to a different podcast the other day. I won't say their name. But the ad seriously went from Better Health, which is the scam therapy app that sells your user data and your like medical history after saying it won't. Mm-hmm. So they shilled that, and it went right from that horrible sponsorship or advertisement, which the podcaster had to read, right, and act like it was so great. And then it went from that to like a pH balancing vag cream. Which, by the way, you do not need.
No.
Your vagina is fine.
No, it's going to mess your vagina up, actually.
It was like all these different vagina products and being like, hey, bestie, I just want what's best for you and your vagina. And I was like, this is snake oil. You do not need if there's really a problem, please go see a doctor. Do not buy these like weird drugstore scent products. Your vagina does not want that.
No, it's bad for you, actually.
It's actually very bad for you. So, and I was like, wow, I'm glad our podcast is not successful, so I don't have this ethical dilemma of sitting down and being like, am I really going to tell the 5 listeners they need to get this vag cream? Because it's not good. It's actually, I don't feel good as a feminist promoting this product. But we don't have to worry about that.
No, we don't.
Because this podcast is A, not successful, and B, we're getting money from Repod.
Correct.
And as far as I know, they do not grind the bones of orphans to make bread. So I'm fine with telling you.
I don't believe so. No.
Yeah, I haven't heard that about them.
They just have a nice podcast app where you can like comment on episodes and like them and snip little clips and stuff. It's very fun.
Yeah, it's just a fun, free
seems harmless
thing.
So I'm fine shilling them.
Yeah,
and they gave us money,
and they're nice to us, and more importantly, they have the honesty, the bravery, and the integrity to give us money. So please do download the app and comment, and maybe they'll do it again. And I promise to never tell you that you need weird vag cream.
I'm sure Repod appreciates that we're talking about vag cream in
I was like,
our
look,
pitch for them.
the podcast sponsorship options are bleak,
They're
people.
Pretty problematic, I'm
The
gonna say.
things that are like, you know what, how we should get the word out? Podcasts. Not really the finest.
It's like BetterHelp and, you know, Blue Apron. Are people still shilling for Blue Apron these days?
I think I haven't heard one of those in a while.
Yeah, I don't know. Is MeUndies okay?
As far as I know.
Like the underwear subscription? Is that fine?
Know. Let's say no because they didn't sponsor us.
You're right. You're absolutely
They're made
right.
with the tears of children.
Fuck MeUndies.
Absolutely not. Yeah, anyway. So we're going to do our listener stories episode now. And part of the reason that I wanted to record in person is I have a surprise for Samantha. So hold on, everyone. Yeah.
I thought the raspberry licorice was a surprise.
No. There's a better surprise. A bigger surprise. I got to move these things.
Oh, we're making room on the table for the surprise. I'm so excited. We just had a birthday party for Liz, and so the fact that she's giving me a surprise is really lovely. What is that? Folks, in front of me is an alien autopsy game. It takes up like half the table.
Isn't it beautiful?
Oh my god, I'm gonna open it.
It's like the packaging looks like something from the side of a carnival ride. It's literally like a purple and teal airbrushy alien.
Is this like Operation but with an alien?
Yes. And we're gonna play it right now.
Oh my god. Okay, I'm opening the box.
So the only downside, this I got this on eBay.
Okay.
And the only downside is I think the alien's eyes are supposed to light up
And
when
they
you
don't?
when you mess up, and they don't.
Damn.
And we're also missing one little piece of his weird alien organs. Most of aliens' organs, it turns out, are very similar to human organs. There's like a lungs, there's a liver, but there's like a weird little thing that's supposed to be in his hand or something that we don't have.
Okay, well, you know what?
But I feel like this
risk
is
you
in
take.
beautiful condition. Clearly very rarely played with, the alien autopsy game. So what color are you going to be?
I'm going to be pink. What do you want to be?
I'll be green.
Okay. Those are the ones I pulled out.
Perfect.
Do you know how to play, or do we need to read
I
the
think you
instructions?
literally just roll the dice. And
What
then,
are the autopsy cards for?
And then if you land on a thing that tells you have to pull a card, I think. Look, maybe I should have read the directions. It seemed self-explanatory, but...
Remove the liver is what this autopsy card says. There's not that many organs, but I mean, we'll see.
Look, the fact that no one really ever played with this sort of suggests to me this game is not fun, but wait till you hear the noise it makes if you tap the side of the... Maybe just draw an autopsy card and see what you're supposed to do. We don't really have to move the little doodads around. Draw a card. What does it say?
Remove the vocal cords.
All right. Go for it. It's hard to record and do that.
I'm trying to remove the vocal cord. I got it. I got the vocal cords. Your turn. Can I see? I just want to hear what noise it makes.
Yeah.
It screams. Okay, I don't know if you could.
Let's try to put it on the mic here. Yeah. Okay.
Oh my god.
Oh, the radio implant is the thing we don't have. So
Okay, well, we can't remove that.
Remove the right lung. All right, let's see here. Gotta stretch my hand, everybody. Say remove the right lung. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Oh, it almost got away from you.
Oh,
She got it.
I did it. Okay, your turn.
Incredible. Okay. Remove the kidney. Okay, what do you think is the kidney? This thing on the side?
Sure.
Yeah, it is.
Pick one of those things.
All right. I'm removing the kidney. The kidney's hard. Oh, I hit the side. I hit the side. Does that mean I can't remove the kidney?
I think you can't remove the kidney.
It's been a long time since I played Operation.
Remove the stomach.
Remove the stomach, Liz. That's the thing in the middle.
Okay, let's go here. Delicate fingers. Oh no.
Ah! She touched it. Okay. Autopsy card. Remove the left lung.
Yeah, do it, Samantha. Remove his lung. Wait, remember we recently were talking about how at Roswell they were saying they did a partial autopsy, and you said that was out of respect for the alien. That it was only partial. Do you think this is a partial autopsy or a full autopsy?
I mean, it seems like the whole upper body is open, so I feel like this must be a full autopsy, but the skull is not. There's no like remove the brain, which I think is a real limitation of this game.
It's because they wanted the eyes to light up.
I don't know how you're gonna get that out. This is the kneecap.
Kneecap. Gotta go. Oh, I did.
Wow, that was impressive.
I love the gloves. This is so ominous.
Okay, I need to remove the thigh muscle.
Samantha, if you had this game as a child, would it have given you nightmares?
Probably. But I was a weird little kid, so I'd probably enjoy it.
You don't say.
I know, it's hard to believe. I don't know how I'm gonna get this thigh muscle out.
That does look hard. It's very slender, everyone. There's a thin little opening for the alien thigh muscle.
This is a challenge.
I believe.
Oh, I got it.
There were other of these on eBay if people need this in their life.
I mean, I think they do.
We paid $20, so
let's hear the scream again.
Should I do one last?
Do one more. Do one more.
Okay.
That kidney, I think, is the heart.
Oh no!
What is that?
Is so small.
Remove the telepathy.
Yeah.
Or it's in his hand.
There's like a little.
Oh, but there's a little ring. She got it.
I got it.
Wow.
Woo!
We're so good at this game. She's doing a celebration dance.
This is why we're #1 on Repod, folks.
Okay.
All right, that was beautiful.
Amazing.
This is a real. I should probably put this away. This is huge.
This is an amazing surprise.
This is a real piece of American history right here.
It absolutely is.
Why is this so big?
It's massive.
So
It's like way bigger than it needed to be.
It really is.
Honestly, I feel like the art on the box alone is.
Oh, it's beautiful.
I mean,
Should be in the Louvre.
it absolutely should be.
I also like that it says on the box that it's like a modern classic or something. It's like really. Oh, I'm sorry, a future classic. They were like, everyone eventually will have Alien Autopsy in their house. It's a future
This will be
classic.
as prolific as Operation.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think it really took off.
No, I don't think so.
Well, thank you to our patrons for giving us the money to buy that game. That's how your money gets spent. It's now time for snacks
For some
Stack.
snacks. What should we try first?
Let's try this licorice.
Okay, this is Panda licorice. It's raspberry flavor. And this is from Friends of the Pod, Rochelle.
Rochelle knows that I love raspberry. It's like my favorite food. So she gave me this for my birthday.
Licorice is so good too.
So let's see what this is about. It smells great. It smells like jam.
It does smell like and it tastes like jam.
Oh, this is good. I like this. So if you like a, black licorice, this is probably not what you want. This is just a fruit.
I do not like black licorice.
Yeah,
but
me
this
neither.
really does taste like raspberries.
Yeah, this is good. It's nice and chewy. This is apparently vegan. So that's cool. There's no high fructose corn syrup. And it was made in Finland.
It's practically a health food.
Yeah, you should eat this for breakfast. Okay, and also I feel like we teased this like 2 months ago that we were gonna eat these key lime M&Ms.
I'm nervous about these. I feel like these could go either way.
Yeah, same. I love a key lime pie.
I love anything lime, really.
So we'll see.
I'm currently drinking cherry limeade.
Okay, these are good. This is the type of M&M that has the more white inside. It's
These
not
are
chocolate,
delicious.
but these are really good. It actually even has like the graham crackery flavor of the crust in there.
Yeah.
It really does kind of taste like a bite of pie.
These are fantastic.
Yeah, I should have bought more of these. I think these were an Easter thing. It has the green M&M wearing like a sassy hat on the packaging, which I think is very funny.
Should be sexier.
Yeah, sorry.
Eminem's going woke.
All the Tucker Carlson stands out there. It's a sad week for them. He got fired, and the green M&M is not sexy enough. Sorry, you
Real
cannot
double whammy.
masturbate to the green M&M anymore.
I don't know. Look at those lips. Someone probably is.
God, I don't want to know that. But you are probably not wrong. Okay, we also have one last thing. Our friend Alexa brought these cookies. I think they're from Trader Joe's.
They are from Trader Joe's. They're Lacey's cookies, dark chocolate almond, and they're wafer thin. They look really good and really crispy.
I love almond anything.
Oh, yeah, 100%. And dark chocolate.
So I feel like this is very, very for me. God, these look good.
They are good.
Yeah, I want to eat that constantly for the rest of my life. Why have I bothered eating anything else? Why don't I just eat these until I die?
They have like a praline coating.
Yeah, these are really fucking good. That Trader Joe, he's really trading for some good stuff.
Where can I get the strawberry rhubarb secco?
Yeah, you were telling me about that.
Yeah.
I want that too.
My Trader Joe's didn't have it. It was a damn shame.
You may know that they stopped making the cranberry wine that was like our lifeblood.
Should burn down every Trader Joe.
Joe, how could you do this to me? But apparently there is now strawberry rhubarb. Okay, that was phenomenal.
Delicious.
That was so good.
Those are good snacks with stacks. And even though I forgot the raspberry Thin Mints, which are probably so stale by now that
No, don't say
they're inedible.
Don't say it. Okay.
Next time.
We do have some listener stories. We love it when you guys send in your spooky stories to us.
A lot of people sent in their spooky stories.
Okay, some of these are like more than a year old because it's been so long since we did this. But...
December 30th, 2022.
Yeah.
November 26th, 2021. How long has it been?
Wait, let me see if we might have already read that one.
This
then.
one's about Ed Gein.
Oh, no, I don't
And a
think
message from a ghost dog. We've not read that one.
Okay.
These people probably don't even listen anymore.
No, they probably got mad at us. And
this
quit.
one is also from November 2021. Is this the same? This came in on the same day. But it's from a different email address. So.
Do you want to go first?
Okay, sure. Should I read this thing about the ghost dog?
Sure.
This one's pretty long.
Well, clear your throat.
Okay.
Get ready.
This is from listener Ayla. I hope you're still listening.
I'm so
it's been
sorry.
2 years since you sent this in.
I'm so sorry.
So, in this fucked up world, ghosts are considered especially interesting. True.
Yeah, true.
In the Midwest, the dedicated weirdos who investigate these spooky hauntings are members of an elite squad known as the Five. Okay, we're already starting off strong.
Yes! Oh, I really hope this person didn't quit on us.
These are my stories. Dun dun. That's literally written.
I love it so much.
Incredible. Incredible, Ayla. Maybe it's because my mother talked to a demon. I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, we need deets on that.
But I've always been sensitive. To feelings and energies move through me, and while it's not always super clear, other times it is clear as day.
Oh.
I'm okay. Are you going to tell us more about this demon?
I sort of
your
feel
mom
like
talked
no,
to?
so if you're still listening, write in again.
Yeah, maybe we'll get to it in 2 more years.
Yeah, I feel like this happens all the time that people write in and they're like, well, I have a lot more stories before another time, and then we never hear from them again. So
Probably because they stopped listening after...
They went, wow, this got real boring, and they quit on us. So
Yeah, or how rude I sent in my story and they never read it. Well, listen, it's just that we haven't gotten to it.
And not only that, we never acknowledged it in any way because I don't look at these before we read them.
We don't want to be spoiled is the problem. So we receive your spooky stories. And then we don't want, we put them in a folder and we don't look at them. Okay, so when I was 21, I followed a haughty punk rock drummer, name redacted, as he lives and works as a tattoo artist in the Twin Cities now, LOL.
Oh.
Okay, who is this haughty punk rock drummer?
Oh.
I kind of want to know. Can you, tell us what we promise not to reveal
tattoos?
So they followed him to Eau Claire, Wisconsin, being young, energetic wackadoos traveling around the area, famous for paranormal murdery stuff, was a fun romantic weekend for us.
Whoa.
Seeing as how we were only about 2.5 hours from Plainsfield, Wisconsin, it was the perfect spooky spot for a day trip. While we ended up going there a few times, the first trip was the most eventful. Okay, this has all the makings of like a spooky romance novel.
Okay, well, I was already like, why isn't this a movie?
Haughty punk rock drummer. They just do a day trip to a spooky locale.
Love it.
Ayla, are you an author? Get on this. Okay, quick backstory. Plainsfield is a village of under 900 and very protective. The most notable thing about this town is murder, so they don't take too kindly to nosy outsiders.
Oh, probably not nosy punk rock haughty outsiders either.
In the 1950s, resident Ed Gein was charged with 2 murders and numerous grave robberies. I didn't realize that was where Ed Gein lived.
Yeah.
Although I knew Ed Gein was from Wisconsin. I just guess I didn't realize what town. He made things out of human bodies and skin, including a skin suit he would wear and dance around under the moonlight.
Plus that belt with nipples.
The nipple belt.
How
could we forget the nipple belt? And wasn't there a lampshade?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's not surprisingly, the town isn't stoked to have this as its legacy.
You don't say.
Yeah. It was a Friday in August, just about noon when we rolled into town. Main Street was tore up, but there wasn't a single construction worker around. No one was out on the street aside from a woman in an all-purple sweatsuit that gave us the most confused look as we drove past towards the library. Seeing as how this was our first time out there, we were flying blind, figuring we could get by with asking questions under the guise of being a college student doing a thesis. So dumb, LOL.
Look. Okay, in my mind, they're in like a motorcycle with a sidecar. And also at every stoplight, they're making out.
Yeah, I agree. Yep.
Just to set the scene.
That's where the weird look came from the woman in the
Yeah, exactly. As soon as she said that, I was
sweatsuit.
like, yeah, because you were making out.
Yeah. But we were still getting a lot of non-answers and poop faces.
Okay.
I'm not sure what that means, but I'm guessing that, the town is just wary of outsiders and gawkers and such. We were about to give up, but decided to stop by the porn store at the edge of town to see if we could get the real story. That is where you go to get the real story.
Honestly, smart.
Yeah.
The people at the porn store are gossips. Yep. Like, maybe not for their customers. At least, like, they're good customers.
Yep.
But they know everything about everyone in town.
Yep, so we did end up getting info on where the graveyard was that he robbed and the cemetery that he is now buried in. We went to the larger, newer cemetery, and as we were driving, I got really sick, nauseous feeling, and broke out in a cold sweat. I told my ex to stop the car. I got out, took a few steps.
No, it's a motorcycle with a sidecar, but go on.
Okay, yeah, we're gonna fan fiction this a little bit. And I literally tripped over one of those small, flat grave markers that was overgrown. When I got up and turned around to see it, Henry Gein. This is where Ed's brother, mother, and father were buried.
Oh my God.
And that small marker I tripped over, it was Ed's headstone.
No.
Yep. People were constantly stealing and vandalizing his large headstone, so the cemetery stored it away. So there must have been like a temporary marker.
Yeah, like why would we even put one at all?
We eventually, I mean, does he deserve a permanent marker?
There's a spot that says piss here. A little outdoor bathroom. We
eventually had to leave the area because we were being followed by folks in trucks. Like I said, they were very protective and most definitely did not want us there. Wow, it seems like they were there for a couple hours and they already had people following them.
This really needs to be a movie.
Most of the creepy things that happened whenever we were there were mostly due to other humans, but I will never forget the instant cold nausea that I experienced driving past that spot.
Okay, when are we hearing about the mom talking to a demon?
Okay, there is another story.
Okay, well, I'll read a short one and then
and this one might be about a dog named Travis, which is odd because I'm married to a human named Travis, but that's okay.
Okay, I'm going to read a short one and we'll go back. This is from Tawny. Hello, Mystery Ants. I had the scariest dream last night. I'm sorry about your dream you had a year ago. Okay, I woke up in the dream and someone was leaning over me, close enough to whisper in my ear about how I couldn't scream. And
my God.
And something else I'm glad to forget. Have you ever woken up in a dream trying to wake up for real? Yes, it's trippy. It's fucked up.
I don't know if I've ever experienced that. That sounds horrible.
Yeah, it's very weird. I guess maybe writing a short story about someone being kidnapped, a short YouTube about the Golden State Killer, and my English crime procedural was a bit much.
It's too much. Yeah, that's too much.
But I don't.
You need a microdose
because
on these
it's
things.
just a Tuesday in my life. I had to turn on the light when I finally woke up and take a moment. It was awful. 0 out of 10. Sweet dreams. Yeah.
That's really scary.
Yeah, I don't like that.
No.
Let's hear about this Travis dog.
Okay, there seems to be a dog named Travis next.
Tell us about dog Travis.
From the time I was 8 until I was 14, I lived with my parental grandparents. They had a dog named Travis that looked like a mop head. He was sweet and very protective of us grandchildren. He let us put bows in his hair and pretended he was our baby. His favorite thing to do was flatten himself out in the backyard like a dirt clod, waiting for the birds to get too close so he could scare them away. He was a homebody, but would occasionally decide to escape the confines of our chain link fence and go patrol the neighborhood. But he always came back, until one day he didn't. He was very old by this point. His fur was gray, and he had cataracts that almost made him blind. We searched for weeks, but we never found him. One important fact about Travis is that he absolutely hated the paper boy. As soon as he heard the thump of the paper hitting the front porch, he went ballistic. He would claw at the door and run around the house in a very predictable path. Through the living room, around the coffee table, into the kitchen, around the table, stop for a drink of water, and do the entire thing in reverse. Very predictable dog. When I became a teen, I moved my bedroom to the basement directly under the kitchen. One summer night, I stayed up far too late and was nodding off, and I heard the thump of a newspaper smack the front door. And without missing a beat, I heard scratching of Travis at the front door, and the sounds of him running his track. Only problem was, Travis had been gone for months. I woke up in a flash and ran upstairs hoping to see my favorite dirt clod losing his shit because of the audacity of the paperboy. All I saw was my papa wondering why I wasn't asleep. I was immediately heartbroken all over again and begrudgingly went back to my room. As tears rolled down my face, I realized that this was his way of letting me know that he was okay, he loved us, and was safe now. As heartbroken as I was, I knew it was his way of telling me that he was okay and his energy was happy and free. However, even in the after, he still hated that fucking paperboy.
Yeah, some grudges never die.
That's so sweet.
That's a sad one.
Yeah, R.I.P. Travis.
Yeah, we miss you, Travis the dog. Okay, I have one from Nicole.
Okay, real quick though, Ayla, pretty rude that you haven't written in the story of your mom talking to a demon though. So
yeah,
please,
okay, that's your homework.
Please do if you're still listening.
Yeah, and if you know Ayla and she's not listening, you make her listen, okay? All right, so we have a story now from listener Nicole. Hello, Mystery Ants. I've been listening to PIY since you were on Our Strange Skies. I knew then that these cackling ladies are hilarious. My story starts about early September. I couldn't sleep one night and decided to move to the sofa downstairs instead of rolling around and keeping my husband awake. It's okay, the sofa downstairs is super comfy and I usually fall asleep in minutes. I started to fall asleep when I heard what sounded like kids running around upstairs. Now, I have 3 kids, 2 of whom can walk, so this isn't out of the question. I'm starting to feel like I've read this one before.
It sounds familiar.
I think I have. So,
but I think we might have another follow-up from Nicole.
I think we do. So cut that out that I just said.
No, actually, I feel like that was a good recap because I think we received a follow-up from Nicole about her spooky kids.
Great. Okay.
So, hey, Mystery Aunts. Nicole here, the one with the creepy kid spooky stories. My family and I are good. My daughter has turned into a spooky little fucker. The newest thing.
Great. Good for you.
Her newest thing is waking up and telling me about the little boy who woke her up at night. She says that the boy stands in the corner of her room and stares at her. She does have a brother, but this corner kid doesn't match her brother at all. The corner kid has white...
corner kid.
The corner kid has white skin. I asked my daughter to go to the crayon box and get the color that matched the corner kid's skin.
Sure, of course.
The fact that we're calling this the corner kid, it just really freaks me out. So she brought back white, like ghost white, like not like skin color white, like like sheet of paper white. Her brother has milk chocolate color skin, so it's not him. I can't even with this child. If I would have known that so much of my job as a parent would be keeping a straight face while my children tell me the freakiest stuff I've ever heard, I would have bounced out of here from Jump Street. Just kidding. I love my little weirdos. Keep cackling. Okay, that's really sweet. I hope your daughter stays spooky. But I don't know about the corner kid. I think you need to get some. I don't know.
Get a witch in there.
Yeah, can someone like cleanse your house of
put some salt or something?
Spirits, yeah.
It is freaky how kids see so much of this stuff and are just like, yeah,
corner kid.
That's the kid that's the ghost white kid who lives in the corner. What? And you're like, that's the scariest thing I've ever heard. And they're like, why? The whole world is new to me. I don't know. There's not supposed to be a kid in the corner watching me sleep.
Mm-hmm.
How come you didn't tell me that, Mom?
Yeah, freaky.
Okay. Now we have a story for listener Jazz. Jazz is like one of our first listeners, I feel like.
Jazz came to our meetup.
Yeah, I know. Which was forever ago in Chicago, and like 3 people came, and Jazz was one of them. So that's amazing. Okay. Hi, Mystery Ants. Let me start by saying you two are the best. Yeah.
This
true.
is why we love you, Jazz.
Okay. I've been listening, just like I said, I've been listening to the POI since a bit close to the beginning. Whoa, 5 years. Think of it. No, I don't want to.
I don't want to, yeah.
Always look forward to seeing a new episode pop up on my feed. Y'all have given me laughs when they were hard to come by. There was one day when I was getting ready to leave for the grocery store. Again, I feel like I might have already read this, but whatever. And realized I was wearing my Robbie Stacky sweatshirt, drinking from my PIY pink mug, and grabbing my PIY cackling mustache tote. Hardcore PIY rapping, haha.
Hell yeah.
I don't have a paranormal story for you, but I have a story you might be interested in when my mom dated an alleged murderer.
Okay, we've not heard the story, and
No.
I'm fascinated.
Never mind, I was wrong. His name was Charles Owen O'Shaughnessy, but he went by Charlie. My mom met him when she was hospitalized inpatient for an eating disorder. I hope your mom's doing better. He told her that he had checked himself in because of depression, but really he was admitted involuntarily during a manic episode. He had big swings up and down as he didn't take any prescribed medication, but self-medicated with drugs and alcohol. His downs were so bad that my dad ironically nicknamed Chuckles.
Oh, God.
Which is now how my mom refers to him.
Oh, you know when I dated Chuckles?
I hate this because I just get clown.
Yeah, that really gives clown.
Which, okay.
Not a fan.
Chuckles, stop. Chuckles' backstory is that he was Irish and had come over to the United States from Ireland. He was possibly escaping a warrant for fraudulently prescribing pain medications and trying to avoid being arrested. Great start.
Oh, Chuckles. Typical Chuckles behavior.
Yeah, that's Chuckles, all right. His biggest fear was being deported to Ireland and dying in prison over there, which, spoilers, was what eventually happened. Okay. He was a physician, and when my mom met him, a hospice doctor. Oh, God.
Oh, my God. Who would want Chuckles taking care of their dying relatives?
I guess you won't feel any pain, though, because those meds are going to be up.
Chuckles prescribes those meds pretty freely. Yeah.
He actually wrote and self-published a book on it called To Comfort the Dying, A Guide to Hospice Care. It has
that does not sound like a book about hospice care.
To Comfort the Dying? No.
Yeah, no, that's like the Grim Reaper.
There's like one mention of it on Amazon. Chuckles was very I hate it every time. Very charming, a smooth talker, and she found him very attractive. He had a sexy accent, apparently. Yeah, that is a thing.
You know, an accent can really make or break someone.
Is this
even someone named Chuckles?
Okay. So soon the two of them were involved. When they got out, the two of them lived together in Detroit for about a year. Because he was a physician, he started prescribing her random medications to treat her eating disorder. Wow, I am so sorry.
This is not good.
But since he didn't really know what he was doing, they didn't work and were actually harmful. Yeah, you can't just prescribe
yeah, that is how that would go.
And she landed on urgent care because she got sick from the side effects. He utilized his medical credentials to do a whole lot of sketchy stuff. I believe it. His manic episodes, in addition to drugs and alcohol, were, of course, such a winning combination. My mom ended things with him, but the two of them stayed friends for a while. That's because your mom is clearly like a better person than me.
You'd be burning down his house.
Yeah, exactly. Then I would be like calling Ireland. Hey,
this guy.
Are you looking for a Chuckles?
Hey, Interpol? Yeah. Can I speak to your manager? Because I know a guy named Chuckles who needs to be arrested.
Yeah, he actually prescribed me a bunch of bogus medication. So if you could come get his ass, I would absolutely do that. Okay. Blah, blah, blah. So, okay. Jazz's mom ended things. The two were friends. Then she met his dad and went back to school. Chuckles went on his own way and got married twice. Yeah, no surprise there. The first marriage where he ended up having a kid, and the second to Joni. Once he met Joni, the two of them moved to Tybee Island, Georgia, where he took over a medical practice from a doctor that was retiring. By this time, my mom lost touch with him. It's there on Toby Island that Joni ended up dead.
Oh, no.
My mom and her best friend firmly believed that Chuckles killed Joni. The two of them had seen how violent his manic episodes could be, especially with drugs and alcohol mixed in, and he would often black out during these episodes. Crime scene looked really violent, so it tracks that he did it. Oh my god.
I mean, I'm guessing who else would want Joni dead?
Yeah, also this is just like not a
normal
trustworthy
woman.
person.
Yeah.
All to say there's a slim possibility that he truly didn't remember killing Joni, but that's probably not the case. Either way, the two of them feel pretty certain that he is guilty. Chuckles never stopped protesting his innocence. My mom says the residents of Tybee Island were split 50-50 as to his guilt, but the cops and the family could never find enough evidence to charge him with Joni's death. The cops did find that he was writing pain prescriptions fraudulently and arrested him for that, and that's how he got extradited back to Ireland. There is a great article about the whole case if you want to read more details about the background, the crime scene, and what might have happened to Joni, and that's on the SavannahNow.com if you want to read more about that. Overall, it's a wild story, right? Imagine dating for someone and years later learning that they probably murdered someone.
That would be wild.
My mom laughs about it now. I hope this was all right. This is a great story. What are you talking about? You are both fantastic. Please keep up PIY for us 5. 5 out of 5 Robert Stack's jazz. That's terrifying. Everybody stay away from people nicknamed Chuckles.
Absolutely.
That's my advice. And, yeah, God, scary.
Chuckles.
I hate him.
God, okay.
I'm glad his worst fear came true, honestly.
Yeah. Okay, so we have another story from Tawny. Hello, I remembered another story that happened a few months after my Grammy passed away.
Okay, this is how you should be. Be like Tawny. When you have multiple stories, you have to send them all in.
Keep sending them.
Perhaps it's youpodcast@gmail.com.
You have a weird dream, roll over in the morning, fire up an email.
Yes! That's what we demand.
I was gifted my Grammy's autograph book from her time serving with the Canadian Women's Army Corps.
Oh.
And against my better judgment, just because I knew my Grammy was a private person, especially about her experiences during World War II, I decided to share a few pictures from my autograph book on my Instagram. Later that night, I was looking for the autograph book and I could not find it. I looked everywhere for it and my anxiety kicked in. And then I remembered that my Grammy would have hated to have those messages online. So I apologized, said I wouldn't do it again. And in one last ditch effort, I looked for the autograph book again and where I had already checked, right where everyone could see it. It definitely wasn't there the first time I looked, so I'm not sure if this is paranormal, but it's just so typical of my grandmother. Oh, and because I haven't learned from my mistakes, I've attached pics shared on my Instagram.
Yeah, she's gonna come back now, Tawny. She doesn't want you to do this.
It's okay. We won't
share them.
We won't share them, although it seems like they've already been shared. But yeah, I mean that is a very grandma thing to do. Like take it away until you apologize.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And you didn't learn your lesson, so
yeah, I mean I think your grandma probably knew.
She's gonna be back. Okay, this is from listener Kate. I've been meaning to send this in for a while. Well, don't worry, because we're not going to read it for a while. So, and actually remembered, hurrah! This happened to the same aunt who later lived in the haunted house I sent you a few seasons ago. But she asked that I change her name if I shared it with anyone, so I did. I didn't tell her that ship had already sailed. Fair enough. That's fine. My mom's family moved to a small town of Norris, Tennessee in the early 1960s. It's near Norris Lake, which was formed when the river was dammed in the 30s. Norris, the town, was built to house the dam workers during the Depression. It was one of those government programs to create jobs. Yeah, love that. This event happened to my aunt, who I'll call Mary, and her friend Lisa. I've heard the story repeated at family gatherings, so I asked Mary to text me the details so I would have them right. One night in 1970, when Mary and Lisa were both in high school, they drove to the Norris Lake underlook to, quote, see who was parking because we didn't have dates that night. That's small town life right there.
We had a conversation last night about kids wondering what you did before internet.
Yeah.
And it's this.
Yeah. You have to literally go spy on people.
Be like, we didn't have Tinder. We didn't have Facebook or Snapchat or whatever. You drove to the lake to see who was there.
I once drove around with my high school friend who wanted to, quote, play Rear Window, which was literally us with binoculars looking in people's windows. So, glad I'm not in jail right now. Anyway, yeah. There was nothing good on TV that night, so guess what? We played Rear Window. She was hoping to witness a murder, everyone. Didn't happen.
Imagine if you had, though.
Then we had to explain. Oh, so we were playing. Yeah, officer, we're 16 years old, and we were playing a game called Rear Window. And we
Which
have
involves just looking at people's windows.
Just driving around looking for people who have the lights on in our home and then, like, sitting and staring into their house. Alice, I hope you're listening
This is
to
why
this.
we can't ban TikTok, because...
What will the kids do? Honestly.
Play Rear Window.
Honestly. Okay. Blah, blah, blah. So they didn't have dates that night. The Underlook is a parking lot for visitors at the Norris State Dam, especially once you want to fish along the river below the dam, and is surrounded by an open grassy meadow. The only trees along the river below the parking lot and uphill from the road leading in, Powerhouse Way, is about 3/4 of a mile long. It was extremely dark night, and both girls were just surprised to find that no one was parking at what was a popular Lover's Lane area. Ooh. But then they saw... Okay, what? Then they saw a bunch of weird people in white gowns coming up the river holding candles.
Oh, what kind of white gowns are we talking about?
Yeah, I hope they did not.
Did they have hats?
I really hope they didn't have hoods. Okay. We were driving towards the Underlook when we saw them, and we couldn't turn around until we got to the end of the road near the dam. We were scared and speeding, turned the car around and drove back, expecting to encounter the robed people, but they were effing gone that fast.
Okay, that is creepy.
Okay, for a second I was like, look, your family was in Tennessee and they saw the Klan. But
they just disappeared.
They just disappeared?
She didn't mention hoods, so I'm going to assume...
No, maybe this was some cult activity.
It sounds like it might have been.
Mary's sister remembers her coming home that night terrified. There was simply nowhere the figures in white could have hidden in that short amount of time without Mary and Lisa seeing them. It was like they'd vanished.
That's really creepy.
The end.
Hope you can sleep tonight. That's scary.
That is scary. Okay.
I read this one.
I think we're done with our terrifying listener story. I think we ended it on a very creepy note.
Thank you for sending those in. I love when we get updates.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, R.I.P. Chuckles, I guess.
Or not. I mean,
Travis the dog.
Yeah, R.I.P. Travis the dog. Chuckles is probably burning in hell. That's fine. No cold Cokes for Chuckles.
Yeah. Hope he didn't like those cold Cokes because he's never having one again.
Nope.
What we really need to do, though, is thank Repod. the very best podcasting app in the world.
Thank you, Repod.
If you want to listen to a podcast, boy, oh boy, do you need to be listening on Repod.
You need to be doing it on Repod.
Because then you can make comments. You can timestamp your comments. You can make little audio clips, which no one seems to do, but I think is a really great feature.
I never remember anything we say. People
Never.
will quote us, and I'll be like, there's no way I said that. I have zero recollection of it. If there was a clip on Repod, you could prove
It'd be
it.
very helpful.
Don't clip anything embarrassing that I'm saying. But, like, if I have a funny joke, something really witty or smart, like, clip it, and then, save it.
I was thinking the other day, I don't understand how this is possible, but if I just said something to someone in a casual conversation, I remember it better than stuff we say on the podcast.
I remember absolutely nothing we say. As soon as I push publish on the episode, I'm never going to remember anything about it.
And it's weird because we have to listen to it again. And
sometimes multiple times.
And still, no.
I won't remember it.
I recall nothing. But that's what Repod's for.
You're right.
To save all those things for us.
Save those funny clips.
And be sure to like this episode on Repod because we need to get back to number one.
Get this episode to number one.
Number one in
folks.
the charts.
And to do that, you just need to like it. So
and then
like
I need comments that are like, wow, Repod should really sponsor more episodes because this is the best podcast I've ever heard.
Wow, Repod's being really responsible with their money. Sponsoring such a popular podcast.
Yeah, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, I've never heard of a better sponsorship idea.
This is a really great investment.
Whoever
Repod, you're
made
going
this
places.
deserves a raise.
Absolutely.
That sort of thing.
Bonus.
Yeah. Why are these women so beautiful yet so funny? That's really rare.
There's another thing. Yes. Write that. Multiple comments is
just
fine.
Just like really natural things.
A lot of engagement. Yeah, exactly. Things you're thinking already.
I hate podcasts except this one. Only this one's good.
Yep.
Men shouldn't be allowed to podcast. Just like things you think anyway. Just write them down in the app.
I'm glad we're giving microphones to these ladies and not more white men.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should have to get a special permit to buy a microphone. Like that kind of I don't actually think that. I'm not insane. Okay. Thank you to the 5. And thank you for sticking with us when we got boring. And season 7 took 9 years or something.
I'm guessing season 8 is going to take just as long, but maybe not.
I don't think we'll do a formal break now because we already have taken so long to make this.
Correct.
But we'll just, there's whatever.
Things are going to come up.
Yeah.
It's just the way it is. We may have to take some time off.
We'll just let that
possibly
happen.
later in the summer. It'll be what
happen.
It will be.
And I would love to do another Beyond Belief episode too. So
that
maybe
would be fun
to lighten things up.
That would be fun.
Because who knows what that Jonathan Frakes is up to. Here's me pausing, going, I'm gonna say his name wrong. And I probably did. I feel bad about every single person from Unsolved Mysteries that I've said their name wrong, and I'm sure it's so many people. And honestly, I sit with the episode and I say it multiple times, hoping.
As soon as you're in front of a microphone, you say it wrong.
And
it just happens every time.
The worst possible pronunciation I've ever done. Where I would be like, Sabantha, and you'd be like, that's not my name, Liz. But it like, what? I don't know.
That's
I don't know
what
what that
out.
is.
It's really, I can't, it's a phenomena I don't understand, but it
it's
happens
because
to me
you
as
like,
well.
you psych yourself, you like get two in your head, you're like, okay, I need to say this name right. I'm going to sound like such a moron. And then, it comes out Sabantha. And you're like, okay. Well.
That's your name now.
So apologize to all of those people. Just retroactively, everyone.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Thanks everyone. Keep barking. If you need even more of us, there's always our Patreon.
Check out our Patreon. We talked about that Rob Lowe movie where he searches for a dog. It's not called Man Fuck That Dog, but you cannot prepare yourself for a name that does come up in that
I'm not
film.
telling you the name of the dog. You can't even look for it on Netflix. You have to sign up for our Patreon to find out the name of this fucking dog. You are not ready. Me listening back to that episode, I was like, wow, Liz, you will get worked up about anything. Because there are parts where I'm really going like, this makes no sense. Samantha, what? And it's like, Liz, this is a Netflix movie about a dog that went missing. Like, calm down. But no,
I'm right there with you where I'm like, there is no way this college student would have this dog. Like, it's like, not.
Okay.
Maybe
suspend your disbelief ever so slightly. And we're just like, what the fuck, Rob Lowe? This is another straw.
A massive plot hole in this completely unserious movie about a dog with the world's dumbest name.
Rob Lowe, that camel's back is already broken. You do not need to keep putting straw on it. That's me watching a movie called Dog Gone. Where I'm like, this is the final straw.
Not to spoil it, but Rob Lowe does not punt the dog off a cliff at the end.
It's so disappointing.
So if you're wanting to hear us talk about that, it doesn't happen. But the name of this dog, I'm still not over it.
And the last 2 coloring sheets have been Perhaps It's You Tattoo Flash. Mwah.
Incredible.
I'm so proud of them.
So you have to sign up for our Patreon to get those.
If you wanna color
or if you want a tattoo.
Yeah, just bring one of those into the shop.
It's ready made for you.
Find this hot dude, this hot rocker dude that's somewhere in the Twin Cities. Bring in a coloring sheet I made with like Canva clip art and then get that right on the bicep.
I'm sure there's nothing serious tattoo artists love more than people bringing in Canva clip art for them to tattoo.
That I've written like Learn More About Apes by. Which is one of my favorite things Samantha's ever said on this podcast. And then you'd be like, yeah, I want to get this right on the bicep. I need everybody to
full
see my
sleeve. Learn More About Apes
tattoo. And then it's like, oh, it's something Samantha said one time on this podcast that's not about apes, by the way. Imagine. Okay. We love you all. Goodbye.
Bye.